Mot slutten av 1980-tallet så ble også de første bøkene skrevet om fenomenet. Da begynte fenomenet å få mye oppmerksomhet i media. Avisene begynte å skrive om det hver eneste sommer. De hadde gjerne bilder av kornsirkler på forsiden av tabloidavisene, og flere mennesker ble oppmerksom på fenomenet. Flere og flere mennesker kom nedover til det sørlige England for å se på det om sommeren. Det skjedde noe da på 80-tallet som samtidig som fenomenet fikk mer oppmerksomhet, så begynte det å utvikle seg, ser det ut til. Generelt overalt så kan man se den flotte flytende bevegelsen som kornet må ha lagt seg ned med. Det er liksom ingen skarpe kanter, ingen bråstopp, ingen overganger noe sted. Det bare flyter nydelig og jevnt i en bevegelse fra begynnelsen til slutten. Spennende å se.
There are many ways to approach trying to understand a brand new phenomenon, or what at the time we thought was brand new. People came at it from all different points of view. In our case, we had the advantage of we had a biologist and we had a physicist, so that's where we started. That meant looking at plants and eventually looking at soils. And what we began to do was I organized slowly several hundred field workers in various countries all over the world. And so, very quickly, we began to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of samples, thousands of samples, because for us, one sample was 15 to 20 plants cut off at the base. That's one sample. And we would take perhaps hundreds of them from any one formation, and then you have to take at least half as many controls from outside in the field. It was simply huge shipments of plants that were coming in the mail to Levengood's laboratory all the time. In the early days, the node length measurements were all done by hand. Levengood spent untold hours in the lab measuring plant after plant after plant. He quickly discovered that the changes he was observing in the microscope, which was an enlargement of the cell wall pits, was equally represented by the node length changes, and that's much easier to measure. Depending on the design, and it varies from formation to formation, how big it is, how involved it is, how many standing parts are there, is it all flat or are there standing parts? Because we find changes in the standing plants inside the circles, just like we do in the flattened inside the circles. I love this when everybody says it's planks and boards, and I say, well, how in the world do you explain that we've got node changes in plants that were never flattened?
One of the things that marks the end of the season is the diminishing light and the fact that the crop starts to get harvested. And it actually makes some people very sad when they see these beautiful formations being harvested. So now it's coming in, the autumn's coming, and we're seeing barren land. We're just seeing ploughed earth. There's a whole atmosphere to this time of year when this crop has to come in, I've taken the view over the years that just as the Buddhists used to create these wonderful mandalas, these beautiful works of art that they would dedicate months sometimes into pouring sand into these little areas, just as when they finished it, to demonstrate impermanence, they rubbed their hand straight through the centre of them. When these formations are created, they're almost immediately destroyed with visitors. They're almost immediately made imperfect as soon as visitors start to walk in them. So at the end of the season, to actually see that temporary temple go, I think it says a lot for non-attachment, for people not getting attached and worshipping, this is where the idol came down and this is the holy thing. So I think it's another beautiful little part of the phenomena is that it's in a medium that we see it get cut out.
Perhaps we should be satisfied with simply a rich gallery of images. Perhaps this is all I might expect. But I've learned over the years that each of these rich galleries of images will offer 1, 2, 3 formations which carry greater weight, which in a way unfold to reveal some secret or information inside which might be of use to us.
Crop circles raise questions, and through those questions, that's where we have to delve more deeply into ourselves to solve it, and that's where we carve our souls more deeply, because that absence of an answer means we have to do the work, and that might be the very thing that is nudging our evolution up a little bit. And if there are big cosmic events about to occur, if we've all already to some degrees gone to that place of a sense of something bigger than us, maybe we'll be more ready then to take on whatever other bigger events may follow in the world. And if that's been the gift of crop circles alone, it's good enough.
Da har vi telt 9 trær her, og vi skal altså gå inn ved det 9. treet på denne rekka for å finne inn til denne her formasjonen i mai. Så det er jo ikke, det ser jo, jeg skjønner jo at dette blir en utfordring når du ser på høyden på disse plantene. Når vi først har kommet inn i ågren, så kommer vi til å ha null oversikt, for plantene er mye høyere enn vi er. Så vi får stole på informasjonen og ta oss inn akkurat her ved det 9. treet, og se om det går. Her begynner maisen å bli ganske høy. Her må vel være 2,5 meter høy her. Mye høyere enn oss i hvert fall. Jeg har aldri vært i en maisåger og sett en kornsirkel før. Jeg har for så vidt aldri vært inne i en moden maisåger i det hele tatt. Men det er jo bare, det er plent umulig. Altså, hvordan skal du klare å finne informasjon i en maisåger som du ikke vet, hvis ikke du vet nøyaktig hvor du skal gå? Det er jo totalt umulig. Wow. Se her, vet du. Wow. Her var det en stor sirkel, ja. En ganske stor en. Jeg vet jo litt om hvordan dette mønsteret ser ut fra lufta. Det er som en svær S med sirkler. Men det er jo helt umulig på bakken her å vite hvor en er i mønsteret. Det er som å være i en labyrint. Jeg har ikke peiling på hvor vi er. Om dette er den største sirkelen, eller om det er bare en i rekka. Her går det en ny korridor. Jeg har jo faktisk ikke vært inne i noen maissirkler før, så dette her er litt spennende å se hvordan det ser ut på bakken her. Wow, se her. Se på dette her. Jesus